Hi, this is the lesson number 20 in the series of British literature, and we are talking about Sir Geoffrey Chaucer's poems. And in the series of Canterbury Tales poems, means there are several poems, and in the previous lesson we discussed about the tale told by Wife of Bath. And now in this lesson we start with the Huberd the Friar's Tale. So Hubert, there is a person in this among these pilgrims. So he is telling us a story. So when he starts the story, he expresses first approval to what wife of Bath has said about the rights of women, and then he proceeds with his story. The story is about a summoner. Summoner means he is prosecuting the people. He is serving the summons to the people, and he is working as in service to an archdeacon. Archdeacon is a rank in church who carries the law, and he is a merciless person. And Sumner is also merciless. He is lecherous as well. And what is lecherous? It's an adjective, means the man who is sexually inclined towards women, especially in a annoying way. That is a lecherous person. So Sumner, he meets a yeoman in Lincoln green dress. Yeoman you can take as any officer, any person. He meets him, and that person was in green dress. And then Sumner tells him about his sins, that he was in fact boasting about his sins. What he used to do, he used to serve summons to the people, and sometimes he serves fake summons. And to spare the people from their summons, he used to extort money from them. This was his crime, or this was the corruption he was involving in his profession. Then both these, Sumner and the yeoman, they promise to share their secrets and what they get whenever they go to the field, means they extort money from the people. They would share their such secrets and even their profits, whatever they get from the people. Then yeoman, that person reveals himself as he's a demon, and by this demon or devil, you can take this. By this, Sumner is not surprised. He rather asks him about what is hell, how is the situation in hell, means, and what about the demons? How do they live? How do they look? Means he is not even surprised about hearing that he is talking to a person who is claiming that he is a demon. Then Sumner charges an old woman, old widow in fact, for adultery. In fact, it was a fake charge, and the summon was also a fake one. And he was hoping that that old woman would give him some money to escape. And seeing that he saw there is a new pan that old woman is having, so he didn't get any money, but he was asking that she can give him that new pan. Then the woman, she didn't agree for the deal. Rather, she damns him, she shouts, and she cried loudly. And then comes the same demon, and that demon comes and takes Sumner's body and soul. And he also takes the pan as well with him. And as the Sumner had no intent for repenting for whatever corruption he did, he wasn't repenting at all. So in the end, he was taken to the hell. So that's how this story ends. So I have just told you the story in a brief. That is Hubert Friar's Tale. Moving on, the next tale we have, that is the Prioress tale. Prioress. Who is Prioress, or what is the post of a Prioress? Prioress is the head of the nuns. And in the prologue, we are told that that lady Prioress, she is having a bracelet hanging around her waist. And can you imagine, a nun is having a bracelet and it is around her waist, and that bracelet has a brooch in it having written, there is something written on the bracelet, and that is love conquers all. And in the prologue, it is told that despite being a nun, she is having so much about the materialistic things, and she is so much about the love. Means it's all goes against the characteristics of a nun, an ideal nun. The story begins with the prayer to Virgin Mary, means that Prioress is offering prayers to Virgin Mary in the prologue, and then she starts narrating the story. It is about an Asian city. In olden times, a Christian school is located at the edge of a Jewish ghetto or slums area in where the Jewish people live. There was a 7-year-old boy, and he is the son of a widow, and he is every day going to school and always singing some prayers, and these prayers are named as Alma Redemptoris. Alma Redemptoris, this is very important point, and he is devoted to Christianity. And okay, first, what is Alma Redemptoris? I just give a phrase about it. It is also phrased as gracious mother of Redeemer. Alma Redemptory means gracious mother of Redeemer. One day, some of the Jews hire a murderer to slit the throat of that boy. Means the Jews were against the Christians, and that boy was also a Christian, and so they hire a murderer to kill that boy, to slit means to cut his throat, and that murderer cut his throat and throw him in a ditch, you understand, any gutter or something like that. Later, mother was trying to find out where her son is. She was not able to find. Even the murderers did not tell the mother about where they have thrown the body of her son. Anyway, when the body was recovered, at that time, mother saw that the boy is having a seed on his tongue. Seed, you means any small piece of grain. The boy was having a small piece of grain on his tongue. Mother starts singing Alma Redemptoris, and the dead boy was also reciprocating, means that that boy was also singing, and he kept singing until that seed is removed. Once that seed is removed from his tongue, the boy dies completely, and then he was buried. And what about the killers or the murderers? They were given the punishment. They were means drawn apart, means unko चीर के रख दिया by the wild horses, and hanged as it was the order of the magistrate. And the story also have some more point about another boy, and the name of that boy is Little Saint Hugh of Lincoln. Hugh of Lincoln, and he was also a child martyr, means he was also killed in his childhood by the Jews. Sorry. So this is the whole story about the Prioress tale, means about a Jewish, sorry, not a Jewish, it's a Christian kid. And the main point in this story is about the Alma Redemptoris, because this has been asked in the UGC net questions. So this is the whole story. Moving on, one more story we shall take in this lesson. Nun's priest's tale, means there is a nun among the pilgrims and she has a priest with her, and this is the story told by that priest. It is about a rooster, a chicken, a cock, murga we can say, and his name is Chanticleer. So it's a beast fable, you can call it. And that Chanticleer is married to 7 hens, means he has 7 wives, and the most favorite to him, and her name is Pertilote. So Chanticleer, 7 wives, and among these 7 there is one, that Pertilote, his favorite wife. One night Chanticleer had a bad dream. and he tell his wife Bertilot about that dream, that in that dream he saw a fox, and fox has eaten him in the dream. And then hearing this, Bertilot asked him to be calm and be aware. And then the next day he goes out and sees a fox. And when Chanticleer sees a fox, he should have been aware about his dream, that he was eaten in the dream by fox, but he didn't care. And fox, on the other hand, starts flattering him. Fox starts praising him, and what happened? And then ask him that you should sing something because you have a beautiful voice. You may have heard such stories even in Indian culture. So such was the case with that Chanticleer, and he just by listening to the flatterings, he just closes his eyes to sing, because whenever a rooster or a cock sings, he closes his eyes. So when he closes his eyes, then fox gets the chance, and fox grabs him, and the fox starts to take him to some place so that she could eat him. And being in the mouth of the fox, Chanticleer thought that he should also try something to get released. So he asked the fox that how did the fox catch him, manage to catch that chicken, or manage to catch him. And he then started praising the intelligence of the fox. And again he is flattering the fox now, and then the fox is also taken in his words or in his praises, and then fox tries to speak something by opening its mouth, and then Chanticleer gets a chance and jump out of its mouth and flies to a tree. In the end, Chanticleer is survived, and that's how the story ends. With references to the other works, this story has its origin in the Italian work, that is again Boccaccio's Tessida. So number of times I have mentioned you that there is an Italian writer, Giovanni Boccaccio, and two of his works. One is Tessida and the other Tesside. Sometimes it is also written as Tesside or Tessida, and other work is Decameron. So it is taken from Tessida, and it's in the tradition of a beast fable, and its moral: never trust the flatterers. So this is all about the story told by the nun's priest tale. The tale ends, and so that's it for this lesson. In this lesson we have discussed three tales. The first, Hubert Fry's tale about that summoner, and then Prioress' tale about that Christian boy killed by the Jewish, and the last poem in this lesson we discussed, that is nun's priest's tale about that rooster Chanticleer. So that's it for this lesson, and I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson, and I would like to request you that if you have anyone who is a beginner in English literature, you can suggest him to follow this channel. And so thanks very much for watching this lesson. Have a nice day.